Here is a 2024 Genesis GV80 in Seville silver over beige Napa leather because we have the Prestige and Advanced package, which gives you a lot of value. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and the minimalistic look that Genesis gives with the enlarged grille that goes into the Genesis badging that flows onto the long hood, quad LED headlights, and daytime runnings, which also are going to be on the side and on the rear. So it sets a staple. When you see this vehicle with its lights on, you know it's a Genesis, unlike BMW and Mercedes. 8.1 inches of clearance. The lower is going to get the gloss black. Standard all-wheel drive. The Advance adds the smart parking, which it's a pretty cool feature. You simply start the vehicle with the key fob. Now you push forward, and the vehicle will move forward straight. When you let off the button, it will come to a stop. Push the back button to put it back into place. Now you're probably asking, why would you need this feature? Well, the good thing about this feature is if you have a two-car garage or a one-car garage and it's a tight fit, well, now you can move the vehicle in and out without having to worry so much. Underneath the hood is going to be that 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 producing 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 18 mpgs for the city and 23 mpgs for the highway. It's going to reach 60 in the low 5 seconds. Because we have the Prestige package, upgraded 22-inch 5-spoke alloy wheels, Genesis badging on the large brake calipers, fully independent suspension, electronically controlled suspension. This is going to be longer than the Audi Q8. You're going to get some more performance if you go to the SQ8. You'll get some savings here though. The side is going to get the chrome that's going to go around the windows. And on the side rockers, it flares out with the chrome touch. Because this is a 3.5 twin turbo, I would have liked to see some gloss black elements to make it look a little bit more athletic. Because we are comparing it to BMW, Mercedes, and Volvo. There's a lot in this segment, but what makes this stand out a little bit more so is some of those cool features in which I just showed you for that smart parking. The best in class for payload, 1,069 pounds. Towing, 6,000 pounds. The Genesis script across the center, so you know it's a Prestige vehicle. It's not as minimalistic in the back as it is in the front. Dual exhaust outlets that's cloaked with the gloss black over it. And even though it looks sporty, I would add a tow package to this because this is going to be a day in and day out use vehicle. Front and rear parking sensors, 360-degree reverse camera, lower roof spoiler, gets the gloss black elements with the shark fin antenna, the same color as the body. Power lift gate going inside to 34.9 cubic feet. You have a 12 volt and to fold down the second row underneath the floor. So you can put the privacy cover. You have some storage that opens up into a 3-tier. Storage on the side. And we're going to fold these rear bench down at a 60-40 split. It's going to increase cargo to 84 cubic feet. Because it's electric, it takes a little bit longer, but it does fold all the way down flat. It sets up a little bit, but it's not something that's undesirable. This is the twin turbo. We need to go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. Soft closed doors, 18-way power seat adjustment, beige Napa leather. Because of the Prestige, the Advance gets regular leather, otherwise it's a leatherette. Ventilated heated front and rear seats, part of the Prestige. Ergo motion is part of the Advance. Memory for the driver. Headroom and leg room. It's wide, it's deep for both of the front. It's going to have a mixture of leatherette and leather surfaces with a suede headliner because of the Prestige package. Tri-climate control will be on the Advance package. 14.5 touchscreen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. And when we put it into reverse, we have the 360-degree reverse camera because of the advanced package, which also has the 3D capabilities, and you can just go all around the vehicle. That package also adds the heads-up display, digital gauge cluster that can go through an array of information for the driver, including your turn-by-turn navigation. And Genesis makes sure you get safety because when you turn your indicators on, whichever direction you turn it, you can see it in the gauge cluster, so you don't have to look at the side view mirrors with the blind spot monitoring. 2-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel, multi-function, with the paddle shifters, QI wireless charging pad, 2 USBs, and you can close this up to make it look a little bit more fancy with the wood inlays that's going to go around everything. And the same thing with the cup holder. When you open it up, we got the key fob for the new Genesis GV80. Driving mode select, which has snow, eco, comfort, sport, and custom. It's going to be soft to touch, and it opens up into a pretty deep storage pocket. And we have a pass-through, which I like that they put the quilted leather inserts around it because it's not just plain. The door panels integrate into the dashboard, upgraded Lexicon sound system because of the advance. It's going to be soft to touch with the wood inserts, one touch up and down for all the windows, dual pane windows for the front, satin aluminum that's going to run around, and the storage pocket is long with the beverage holder carved out, and dual moonroofs with an auto dimming rear view mirror. For the back seat headroom, also with a mirror so we can look at each other. Leg room with storage behind both. Third climate control, heated, ventilated rear seats, USB, home plug, air vents, storage in the center with the cup holders for the armrest, power folding sunshades, and these are also power folding seats, which is part of the Prestige package. And the nice thing here is you get 6-way power seat adjustments for the second row. Door panel gets the same with the Lexicon, soft materials everywhere where it needs to be, and a smaller storage pocket. Scooting into the center, the floor is not completely flat. You will be sharing feet space, but not a significant amount. Butt and shoulder space is going to be shared as well because the seats don't bulge out as much. Headroom isn't necessarily too bad because we have a moonroof. 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque. We're gonna just quickly put it into sport mode so we can see the dynamics underneath this. The BMW X5 for 24 has increased the horsepower, so it's the same and they have more torque than this. Here we go. Still motivated pretty fast. Braking. The braking is good. It doesn't actually feel like the vehicle is heavy when you're pushing it, so I like that they have at least given us a good size for that, because typically what happens when you start getting into luxury vehicles like Acura or Infiniti, they will typically put a brake that makes the car feel a little bit more heavy. So this is spot on when you're comparing it to the German rivals. We're going to come to a complete stop here, and now we're going to really see what this performance is. She gets up to speed pretty good. It does have a little bit of weight because it is a heavier vehicle, but the twin turbo definitely is a good blend. That's going to take me to some pros and cons, and starting off with the pros. When you get the Advance and the Prestige package, it really does add all the luxury amenities in which you would need for this vehicle. The con is it's going to add nearly $10,000 to the price, but you would want these features because it really does emphasize a lot of luxury inside the cabin. I like the long infotainment screen. I just feel like it's a little bit too far for reach, so the touch capabilities, you're going to be using the mouse more or less a lot more so. And sound deadening is good. In large wheels, you don't really feel too many imperfections in the road. I would have liked to see dual pane windows for the back because the Germans are putting it standard when you start getting into these price points. And for moving in and out of lanes, it does feel top heavy, which it is. so it's going to be a bit wobbly, and because it's electronically controlled air suspension, you're going to feel that, but it's also going to give you a more comfortable drive when you're going onto the highway. So for performance, it definitely ticks the box for everyday use. Towing capacity is good, and you have so much room for the second row. Some other cons about the vehicle: the seat setting for the front, you sit a little bit higher up. So if you are tall, at the beginning you'll feel a little bit abnormal, but the seats are comfortable. I like the way they did the quilted pattern for the pass-through, but they didn't put the quilted pattern on the door panels, which I understand you got to save something here or there, but when you're starting to get into the $70,000 and $80,000 pricing, you really want to see that quilted throughout, in which when you go to an Infiniti QX60 autograph, it's going to be about $68,000 to $70,000 all in for all-wheel drive. You'll get the quilted pattern on the dash. I like that it's standard all-wheel drive, because who's doing that? You'd have to go down out of luxury in order to get it, because it's not something that is standard in luxury vehicles. The adaptive cruise control is definitely a plus, because these systems are just amazing compared to the Germans, or even going into Infiniti or Acura. You can go much more than 0.3 miles. That's not being engaged with the vehicle. Turn radius is about 2 lanes. Give her a little go and comfort. Even though it's a twin turbo, I will say that you're going to be hitting about 2.5 to 3 RPMs pretty much for your daily use, because it is a heavy vehicle, but they don't stress with the luxury because it's soft pretty much everywhere. The AC in this is better than the Refresh X5, because the center vents, they have always been sleek. They made them so sleek in the X5 that you don't really feel the air, in which you have to turn up the fan speed, and the fans make a lot of noise. Here, even when you turn up the speed, you'd have to turn it to pretty much all the way up for a medium fan speed in a BMW X5. So I think overall it's definitely a great luxury alternative, and something that you're going to be pleased with. The ergo motion seating helps also for that long journey. Massage seats, that's got to be the best plus in any vehicle, because this does it for the butt and the back. Unlike if you go into Infiniti, they only do it for the back. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Genesis of Newport Richey for giving us this 2024 Genesis GV80 for our car review.